Howdy English 102 folks, this is Cale Moffat again, obviously. And I'm going to take a little time here to talk about some topics that Dr. Birkenstein asked me to talk about that we didn't get to on Wednesday during class in the face-to-face session. He wanted me to talk a little bit about finding scholarly sources and using interlibrary loan and summit borrowing. So let's go ahead and start off with that first topic, finding scholarly sources. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about using Saint Search. From the lesson last Wednesday, it sounds like some of you have used it, and I'm not sure about the other ones. But I'm going to try to explain kind of quickly kind of the basics, how to use it. But one of the things I'm going to introduce you to is some of the filtering and refining tools that I find a lot of students don't know about or don't use, and those can really help you in your searching. So let's go ahead and get to it. Alright, so the easiest way to get to the library's homepage, if you don't know how to get there already, is to start at the school's homepage, scroll down here to the footer, and find the link down there. And you'll be brought here, and this is what the library's homepage looks like, of course. From here you can perform a simple search using Saint Search, the library's catalog tool. Now Saint Search is what's called a federated search tool, which means it'll look for books and multimedia items like DVDs, but will also search for articles in select databases. Because of license agreements and copyright, it can't look in all of the databases we subscribe to, but in a fair number of them. Now before I perform a search, let me just point out this tool to the right of the search box. This allows us to switch between different search locations, if I can use that term. The default setting, O'Grady and Summit, will search the shared catalogs of our library plus the catalogs of our partner libraries, which I will talk about on the Summit video, the Summit borrowing video. So let's hold off on that for a second. Clicking the down arrow, you can select O'Grady and Summit, O'Grady and Abbey, or just the Abbey. The O'Grady and Abbey will simply look for items available through our library. Abbey, simply the St. Martin's Abbey Library. Generally, though, it's recommended to keep it on this default setting because you'll have access to many more items than we have in our catalog. One other thing before we leave this screen. Below the search box is a link to Iliad. This is the name of the tool that we use for interlibrary loan. And I will cover this in another video shortly, so we'll come back to this, but this is how you can get directly to that tool. Okay, let's go ahead and perform a search in the search box. Let's say we were researching big band jazz. We would simply enter that in. Now I'm starting very general, very large, but we're going to look at some tools that we can use to refine these. There are other ways that you can narrow the search using language at this point, but let's come back to those in a second. Let's go ahead and click search. We'll be brought to this screen. This sign-in screen allows you, or allows us, the users, to access more materials. In short, some content providers only want SMU students, faculty, and staff, and monks to have access to their items. They don't want community users to even see them. This sign-in screen simply verifies your status as a user, and it only requires your SMU username and password.